Today's cup of coffee, it's a matter of overcoming adversity. That's the theme for today.
I didn't even get to say my last sentence to her before she pressed record.
Because he does that, and he messes me up.
All I was going to say was, I didn't want to show the broken pot.
We've got, well, it's holding the plant. It's okay.
Barely. It doesn't hold water when we water it.
We have Goth Garden Gnome on display today. I've got to hurry while they're still a little bit light. We have neighbor's dog who has been going on for what, hour, 2 hours at this point?
2 hours.
It's actually been going on for years.
Poor dog.
And we
in a
do
nutshell,
not,
the neighbors don't want the dog, so they're going to mistreat it.
well, we don't. That's allegedly. Allegedly.
That's what I see.
It's allegedly.
That's what I see.
Do you want your ass sued? I don't want my ass sued.
I was going to call animal control on them.
Well, that's for a different day. You know, the light is fading. So, with this one,
let it be summer again so we can have longer recording time.
Exactly. I like sitting on the porch. We can smoke on the porch. We don't smoke in the house.
Yeah.
Because in the house stinks.
Exactly, and nicotine stains.
Oh, it does.
We don't want that.
Definitely. And until we can find positive coping skills instead of negative coping skills,
I liked vaping.
Everybody has got their something.
I liked vaping better because I wouldn't have to worry about nicotine stains.
Well, yes, but it makes you cough horribly. It makes everybody cough horribly. It does not bode well with us.
I mean, it bodes well with me. I don't cough that often.
Anyhow, going on to today's topic, this was something that we had alluded to yesterday, and these are golems.
Yeah.
So, and why is it everything that I think, oh, okay, this will be pretty simple, other than Carol Rose? That's another reason I like her little encyclopedia of fairies, gnomes, leprechauns, trolls, whatever, because they're short.
You know why they're short? Because there's a lot of information that she left out.
It's an encyclopedia.
The book is about yay thick.
It's about,
when it could have been about this thick.
It could have been volumes. It's seriously, it's about volumes. 1.5 to 2 inches thick, and it could have gone into volumes. What she left out, Wikipedia has.
Other websites have.
Other websites have. But it's like, I went to several...
She puts the general legend about
went to several websites, which is what I usually do with each topic. And so Wiki usually has a succinct version, except today, and it was 5 pages long. I'm not going to sit here and read to you 5 pages, so highlighter. And I'm going to try to pronounce Hebrew, Russian, Slavic, and several other languages. Done Appalachian style. Okay?
Oh, God.
Okay, that's how it goes.
Okay.
And so a golem is an animated anthropomorphic, I wasn't sure whether I was going to use that word or not, being in Jewish folklore, which is entirely created from inanimate material, which is usually clay or mud. And the word golem occurs once in the Bible in Psalms 139:16, which uses the word golmi, or my golem, which means my light form, raw material. And that means it's an unfinished human being before God's eyes. So, in modern Hebrew, golem is also used to mean dumb or helpless. It's often used today as a metaphor for a mindless lunk or entity who serves a man under controlled conditions, but is hostile to him under others' conditions. Dumb and stupid.
Yeah.
We've got people that we know that's kind of like that. I've got days that I'm kind of like that.
I got days I'm kind of like that. That's the majority of them.
Okay, the oldest stories of golems date back to early Judaism. And in the Talmud, Adam was initially created as a golem when his dust was kneaded into a shapeless husk. Like Adam, all golems are created from mud by those close to divinity. But no golem is fully human. Early on, the main disability of the golem was its inability to speak. So I
Yeah.
think that's pretty cool that humans, we have language.
Yeah.
So, during the Middle Ages,
It's nice to speak.
there were passages from the Book of Creation which were studied as a means to create and animate a golem, although there is little in the writings of Jewish mysticism that supports this belief. It is believed that golems could be activated by an ecstatic experience induced by the ritualistic use of various letters of the Hebrew alphabet, forming Shem, and that's one of the names of God.
Huh.
And in Hebrew, each letter has a specific meaning. It also has a numeric value. So it's how the letter is. Oh my goodness, it's layers upon layers.
It's complicated.
It's
like a lot
how
of
it is drawn, whether it has these little accent marks above, below. Its relation to the other letters in the word.
It looks like hieroglyphics.
Well, it's very detailed.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
tremendously
it's almost
so.
like hieroglyphics.
Well, every language could be said. We're talking about a time of emojis. Talk about hieroglyphics. My goodness, we've gone backwards.
Use emojis.
Anyhow, the Shem was written on a piece of paper and inserted in the mouth or on the forehead of the golem. And let's see. A golem is inscribed with Hebrew words in some tales, such as the word emet, which is truth in Hebrew, and that's written on its forehead. The golem could then be deactivated by removing the aleph in emet, thus changing the inscription from truth to death. Met meaning dead.
Ew.
Words matter.
Yeah.
Letters matter. And in the 12th century, there was Samuel of Speyer, who was said to have created a golem. And one source credits 11th century Solomon ibn Gibbetral by creating a golem, possibly female, for household chores.
Okay.
I can see that happening. Maybe we ought to think of that. The earliest known written account of how to create a golem can be found, in this one in the 12th century. He's from Worms. At least I didn't say worms. Worms. Yes, German.
Okay.
So there you go. Now, on some of these things, I'm not even going to attempt it because I will not embarrass myself. The link will be in the description box. You can go and read these things for yourself and say, God love her. She didn't embarrass herself today. I do that on a daily basis. The oldest description of the creation of a golem by a historical figure is included in tradition connected to Rabbi Eliyahu of Chem.
What?
Yes. Don't ask me to pronounce that again. A Polish Kabbalist writing in about 1630 to 1650 reported the creation of a golem by Rabbi Eliyahu. Thus, quote, "And I have heard in certain and an explicit way from several respectable persons that one man at that point living to our time, whose name is R. Eliyahu, the master of the name, who made a creature out of matter and form, and it performed hard work for him for a long period, and the name of Emet was hanging upon its neck, and he finally removed it for certain reasons, the name from his neck, and it turned to dust," end quote. And there was Rabbi Jacob Emden. He elaborated on the story in a book published in 1748. And within that, his writing, he said that the golem was growing larger and larger, and that the rabbi feared that the golem would destroy the universe. He then removed the holy name that was embedded on his forehead, thus causing him to disintegrate and return to dust. Nevertheless, while he was engaged in extracting the holy name from him, the golem injured him, scarring him on the face.
Ew.
So
that's bad. Yeah, you don't want to mess with the golem.
No.
Garlem.
The most famous
Garlic.
golem narrative involves Judah Lo ben Bezalel, the late 16th century rabbi of Prague. I told you some of these different places. And also known as Maharal. There we go, I can do that one. Who reportedly created a golem out of clay from the banks of the Vltava River Folks, if y'all are from Prague or these places, I really am
Sorry.
trying. I really am trying.
Sorry,
And brought it to life through rituals and Hebrew incantations to defend the Prague ghetto from anti-Semitic attacks and a pogrom. I don't know what a pogrom is, and I forgot to look that up.
I don't know what a pogrom is either. Sorry, we barely can speak our own language properly.
Well, we speak mountain. The golem was called Yosef and was known as Yassel. It is also said that he could make himself invisible and summon spirits from the dead. So apparently, the golem didn't need to be able to speak to summon spirits from the dead, which is a forbidden thing.
What do you do? Just wave his arms?
Maybe. And Rabbi Lowell deactivated the golem on Friday evenings by removing the shem before the Sabbath began, so to let the golem rest on the Sabbath. One Friday evening, Rabbi Lowell forgot to remove the shem and feared that the golem would desecrate the Sabbath. A different story tells of a golem that fell in love and then, and when rejected, became the violent monster seen in most accounts. Golems need love too.
Totally. Yeah.
Some versions have the golem eventually going on a murderous rampage. The rabbi then managed to pull the shem from his mouth and immobilize him in front of the synagogue where the golem fell in pieces. The golem's body was stored in the attic in the new synagogue, and where it could be restored to life again if needed. And Rabbi Lowe forbade anyone except his successors from going into the attic. And within this, there was a story of one of his successors going into the attic. And when he came back down, he had, also it's like, don't go up there.
Oh.
Basically, don't go up there. And during reconstruction of the synagogue, which was in 1883, there was no golem found in the attic.
So where'd it go? Did it just disintegrate?
Well, if it turned to dust, I guess in that amount of time, it just poofed away.
I guess so.
Yeah, I mean, that's a feasible thing to me.
Someone swept it up.
Possibly. And within the golem, there is also the theme of hubris, and the existence of a golem is sometimes a mixed blessing. Golems are not intelligent, and if commanded to perform a task, they will perform the instructions literally. In many depictions, golems are inherently perfectly obedient. In its earliest known modern form, the golem of Helm became enormous and uncooperative, and in one version of the story, the rabbi had to resort to trickery to deactivate it, whereupon it crumbled upon its creator and crushed him.
Dang.
And there are similar themes of hubris in Frankenstein, The Sorcerer's Apprentice, and some other stories in popular culture, even such as The Terminator.
I didn't know the Terminator had golems.
Well, think about it. What was it? It's man inventing something.
It's robots.
Rather than God inventing something, and then what man creates turns around and kills him. That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
And the golem is a popular figure in the Czech Republic, and there are several restaurants and other businesses whose names make reference to the creature, and he's considered a Czech strongman, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And a Yiddish and Slavic folktale is the Clay Boy, which combines elements of the golem and the gingerbread man, in which a lonely couple makes a child out of clay with disastrous and or comical consequences. This is the one I love. Well, yeah. And it says, in one common Russian version, we love the Russian people. We truly do.
Yeah.
It says, an older couple whose children have left home make a boy out of clay and dry him by their hearth. The clay boy comes to life, and at first the couple is delighted and treats him like a real child. But the clay boy does not stop growing. And then he eats all their food, then all their livestock, and then the clay boy eats the parents.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
The clay boy rampages through the village until he is smashed by a quick-thinking goat. I have to find that translation. I truly do.
That is hilarious. I would love to
I thought that was amazing. And if you enjoy, as far as mysticism and different things like that, there is a YouTube channel that is by Dr. Justin Sledge, and it's called Esoterica.
Okay.
And he has topics that you're not going to find a lot of other places like alchemy, magic, mysticism, hermetic philosophy, theosophy, the occult, and more. And all these topics,
Wow.
all these topics are explored using academic scholarship. Now, that is not, if you just looking for fuckery channel, don't go to Esoterica, because this man gets broad and deep. He is a college professor. He takes these subjects very seriously as far as presenting the actual evidence and, the debate to and from. And it's deep. He goes deep with
My
it.
brain would be fried by the end of that. I wouldn't be able to comprehend one word he's saying.
Well,
I only got 2 brain cells rubbing
no,
together.
I think that you could understand a lot of what he's saying, but some of the people that are on there, they are deep students of these topics.
Okay.
And that he affords them an opportunity to learn without having to pay tuition. And it's like, I don't know what college that he teaches at, or if he is teaching at a specific college at this point. The man's brilliant.
I mean, the fact that he's actually, putting his stuff on YouTube for free, that's pretty cool.
It is way cool.
Does he talk about the golems?
I know that he is doing, as far as Kabbalistic magic and mysticism at this point, that I think he's on, the 9th lecture when I just perused it.
Okay.
So, like I said, these college level stuff, you can stay for a 2 or a few, or you may get hooked into it and,
Sucked right in.
Mm-hmm.
Or you may fall asleep like any other college class.
Well, I think it's one of those that you don't, it's like studying the Golem, you don't realize how deep some of these subjects are.
Mm-hmm.
That it's like I sat there and I tried to listen to one of his presentations about alchemy. Now, alchemy is very deep to begin with. It was the precursor of chemistry.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those, I'm like, oh God, I need to study 15 years before I even listen to this first lecture.
Oh, Lord.
But, the one thing I did, it's like, look, I have inked on my left shoulder the golden chain of Homer, which he's like, cool.
Yeah.
Because the golden chain of Homer is an alchemical symbol for the creation of all things.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
honestly pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I liked it. It was one of those, I needed that on my body.
Yeah.
Which includes the Ouroboros.
Mm-hmm.
And people are going, what the hell is she talking about? And it's all right.
These people.
It makes sense in my mind.
Y'all
No, we got a
know.
lot of people out there that they're going, I know exactly what she's talking about.
Yeah.
We really do. So, golems, don't build one.
Don't build one. Unless it's in Minecraft. You can build one in Minecraft too. They're fine.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to also let you talk about. Their usage in video games and popular culture and things like that.
I mean, the only one that I know of, actual golems or whatever, is in Minecraft, and it's it takes 4 metal blocks, and then 1 jack-o'-lantern, and then it turns into, this giant metal robot-looking dude.
And what does he do?
He protects the village.
Okay, that's accurate.
Yeah. And if you hit him, even if you created him, if you hit him, he'll attack you. He'll attack you. And he is powerful.
Okay.
He can do some damage to you.
Can he be destroyed?
Oh, absolutely. He can be destroyed.
How can he be destroyed?
Pickaxe. You just gotta dodge his hits. You gotta be quick with it.
So I think that it's a wonderful thing that a lot of these creatures, beings, myths, legends, what have you, are getting new life to them through video games and stuff like that, because these game designers, brilliant people.
I wonder if Haniwa are considered golems or if they're just vessels.
I think that was from Japanese culture, wasn't it? And I think those, what was it, the spirits of the dead?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a separate thing, and you can do that one because you speak Japanese better than I do.
Barely. I only barely know how to count in Japanese, and I know how to say I need a heart attack in Japanese.
We could get oldest kid. I don't know how fluent he is in Japanese. He was going to
He's
go
more
over
fluent
there,
than I am.
but he's another one that it's like you have to have a dictionary to listen to him speak. But now he's doing better. He really is doing better. He was able to dumb things down to my level the other day. So yeah, anyhow, God love him.
I mean, the fact that I was able to follow with him. So I was able to follow with him somewhat before, but like now it's easier. It's a little bit easier for me.
He's just, you have a different type of brilliance. Yours is artistic brilliance. His, the intellectual side of that child, God love him. And it's like,
He's
I have
smart.
that deer in the headlight.
He's smart.
Look, but a lot of times he'll go through all this stuff, and in 2 or 3 words, I'm like, so you're saying this, and he's like, he'll pause, and he's like, yeah, because it's a matter of being able to put extremely abstract concepts into a few words that anybody can understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked with kids, so I had to be able to do that.
Exactly.
So anyhow, if you've had supernatural or paranormal experiences, encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, golems, if you have local or regional legends, family legends, anything like that, odd, unusual, whatever, send us an email to cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com, and the email address is always in the description box.
Yeah.
So, yeah, golems, don't make one. And the things last night, don't be one. Don't call those things to you.
Yeah, don't
I've
make
pondered
her be one.
those. I have pondered those a lot. Thought forms. Be careful what you think. Be more careful what you speak. Like yesterday was one being created by thought. Today by words.
Oh, I'm safe most of the time then, because most of the time the stuff that goes through my head is just ba-do-ba, ba-do-ba, you-da-go, you-da-go, Cats on Mars. Good.
That's all right. And we'll see you all on the next
Real
cup.
Kiwi hours.
Have a good day. Bye.
It's real Kiwi hours here, fam.